Hello and welcome to another Big Finish review, and today in this video I'm going to be reviewing the second Paul McGann adventure, and that is Sword of Orion, written by Nicholas Briggs, who is now the executive producer for Big Finish Productions. And so yeah, I'm going to just sort of give you my the basic sort of plot of the story, and then I'll just go on to my thoughts and tell you if you should buy it or not. So yeah, this is my sort of general plot of the episode. Basically, the human race is locked in a deadly combat with the android hordes in the Orion system, which is light years away from the front line. And the Doctor and Charlie arrive to sample the dubious delights of a galactic backwater, little suspecting that the consequences of the Orion War might reach them there. But the High Command's lust for victory knows no bounds. Trapped aboard a mysterious, derelict Star Destroyer, the Doctor and Charlie find themselves facing summary execution. But this is only the beginning of their troubles. The real danger is yet to awaken. Until somewhere in the dark recesses of the Garazone system, the Cybermen receive the signal for reactivation. So as you can tell, this story features the Cybermen. It's not really a spoiler because, as you can see, they're on the front cover of the CD box, and yeah, unfortunately, this story is no longer sort of out of print, and there aren't many which you can buy anymore because they haven't they have re-released it as part of the 8th Doctor Collection box set. I don't know if I mentioned this in my Storm Warning review, but I'm planning on once all the 4 stories are reviewed, I'll try and do like a product review of the whole box. So, because I don't think I haven't seen a single review for that box set on YouTube because it's quite rare. There's only 2,000 copies of it. If you haven't watched my previous video, I did mention that there isn't very many of that box set around, so I don't know many people who've got that box set. But yeah, enough rambling. Let's get on to my thoughts and opinions about Sword of Orion. Now, it's quite a claustrophobic story. It's set on this sort of Vanguard spaceship, and yeah, it's the first half is quite mysterious. It's setting up the whole story, and just you're just sort of sat there waiting for the Cybermen to appear. At some parts, it's quite predictable. I think because the Cybermen voices are voiced by Nicholas Briggs, who is well known for doing the voice artist work for the new series, and he's written a few books as well. And yeah, he's quite a well-known face in the Doctor Who community. If you're a die-hard fan, then you should know who he is. But yeah, he's done a good job with this one. I wouldn't say it was anything special. I'd say it's a bit better than Storm Warning, but that was a story I really quite liked. Even that was nothing special, but yeah, it's a fairly decent story. I mean, the Cybermen are portrayed well. They're quite quiet to begin with, then later on in the story they start to go full out. And there's a part when the commanding officer of this ship is wanting to try and bargain with the Cybermen because of the fact that she basically wants to try and fight the android war in allegiance with the Cybermen, and of course the Doctor's trying to persuade her, like, that's never going to happen. You're not going to win that bargain because they'll just take over you and kill you, probably. So, yeah, eventually she does sort of realise that actually maybe that's not such a good idea after all, because there have been... because at first you just think she's this sort of obnoxious character to begin with, and then overall, over time the Doctor begins to trust her a lot more. But when I was listening to it, I was thinking to myself, why do you trust this woman who she tries to bargain with the Cybermen, and you're just trusting her? But yeah, it's a little bit weird, but yeah, it was quite a nice part to the story, and Yeah, it's like I said, it's not a standout story. I mean, Charlie's good in this. I'm starting to really like Charlie because um, after re-listening to these stories, I think she's a pretty good companion, and I think she's one of my favourites as well because I think India Fisher, and Paul McGann have such a good chemistry, and you can tell that they really like working together. And I think that's what makes the Paul McGann audios a lot more special than the sort of Sixth Doctor and Seventh Doctor and Fifth Doctor audios. I mean, they sometimes they do have their own like Big Finish companions like creations. But with the Eighth Doctor era, it's all completely brand new, like brand new characters, brand new companions, and that's what I really love about Big Finish is that they can just take a Doctor that you just seen once on TV, and they can turn him into a Doctor that a lot of people will love. So yeah, the Sword of Orion, it's a 4-part story. It does drag a little bit in the middle, but I think overall it's fairly decent. And yeah, if you like the Cybermen, then yeah, I'll try and track this one down if I were you, because it's not bad, but yeah, it's nice to have in your collection, I suppose. But I would definitely recommend you pick up the Eighth Doctor collection box set if you see it on eBay for a cheap price. I would definitely highly recommend you pick it up, because it is it's well worth listening to, because it contains those 4 of his first stories on Big Finish, and they're all pretty good in their own way. I know there are a few people that don't really like Storm Warning because they found it disappointing, but Sword of Orion I thought it's a fairly decent story, and so I'm probably going to give it about maybe a 6 out of 10. Like I said, nothing special, just a nice sort of base under siege claustrophobic story, if you're a fan of those type of stories. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I shall see you next time for my Big Finish audio review, which will be of the Invaders from Mars. Now I think Minute and How is meant to be here at some point, but I don't have that, which is unfortunate, but I'll try and get it at some point. But yeah, my next review will be of the Invaders from Mars. So thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.